Town halls and sceneries. Depending on where you are in your Clash journey, you may find that certain sceneries don't always pair well with your base. And with the recent addition of sceneries in the shop, you can now buy old sceneries that you may have missed. But what the hell do you choose? Well, today I'm gonna give my own opinion on the best sceneries for each town hall, and maybe I can help. But remember, this is my opinion and you may not like what I like. Everyone has a different taste, and at the end of the day, you choose what you think looks good, you know? Also, not all of these sceneries I'll be mentioning are in the shop currently. It's fairly a new feature, but more should be coming in the near future. Anyways, with that being said, let's get right into it.
Let's do this.
Starting with Town Hall 2, there is no better scenery for this one than Clashy Constructs. Town Hall 2 has a lot of stone and wood being utilized in its walls and buildings, and the scenery is packed with the same materials. It almost feels like the scenery was made for the lower town halls. It also gives off a very new beginning vibe, it just like you first settled, and you know what I mean? I don't know, but this is a perfect scenery for Town Hall 2. My other two picks have to be the Books of Clash and the Classic Scenery, even though it will probably be a while before the Books of Clash shows up in the shop again. Whenever it does come around and you happen to be at the lower town halls, this is a really good one. It has some of the early town halls here, wood, stone, lots of green. It's a very comforting scenery that will go well with a new account and pretty much any town hall you want. As for the default one, hey, at Town Hall 2, you're just beginning. You're not really gonna be here for a while, so if you can't make up your mind, don't sweat it. Town Hall 2 goes by very quick. Rock the classic one and call it a day. At Town Hall 3, I'd honestly stick to Clashy Constructs. You were most likely at Town Hall 2 for like 5 minutes, but if you're looking for something a little different, my top two picks are the Epic Jungle Scenery and the Pirate one. Town Hall 3 is filled with stone and wood similar to Town Hall 2, but the stone here is a little more refined and smooth, which to me paired well with the smooth stone utilized in the Epic Jungle Scenery. Same thing for the Pirate Scenery, there's a lot of the same materials being used here, wood and stone structures. Overall, these older sceneries really fit in with the lower town halls. Now this next one is not particularly a town hall, but it's a word from our sponsor. Yes, this video is kindly sponsored by Guns Up Mobile. Yes, that Guns Up Mobile that went mobile last year. But if it's your first time hearing, Guns Up Mobile is an online PvP strategy game that brings a new twist to tower defense battles. You build up your army with various options like squads, abilities, vehicles, equipment, and items to show enemy outposts who's boss, while trying to also build up your own defense and maintain it with tons of customizations available. The party doesn't end there though. There are various features that will keep you busy, like joining or creating an alliance, the battle pass full of sweet rewards like crates and a new farm theme for your base, zombies mode which is fun or scary, and the prison break where you save prisoners and push through enemy camps. Recently, some new features were introduced like the new squads feature, new ways to get bonus skills, new structures like the defensive position, toxic barrel, and medical station. Whoa. So what are you waiting for? If you want to get in on the action, you can use my link down below to download the game and get started. So with that being said, back to the video. Town Hall 4 has dark walls, but still retains that wood and stone structures, and man does it look good on the Books of Clash scenery. This side of the mountain with the statues is on the darker side and pairs really well with the walls. And as we mentioned before, the colors here match a lot of the lower town halls. You can't go wrong here. And I also like how the vast amount of obstacles kind of amplify the look. At these lower town halls, you'll probably always have obstacles around, and that only suits the scenery even more. My other two picks, Shadow and Tiger Mountain, both of these sceneries are on the darker side, which complement the black walls really well. Trust me, you'll hear me bring up these two sceneries quite a lot later on, so for now I'm gonna leave it at that. For Town Hall 5, I went with the Painter Scenery as my number one pick. There is a lot of yellow here, and the shade of grass kind of looks a little bit more yellower. I don't know, maybe I'm crazy, but besides that, this is a nice looking scenery that you can reuse at the later town halls, but this one, it looks very nice at Town Hall 5. My other two picks are the Primal and Royal Scenery. If you're looking for something that blends in with these walls, the Primal does a really good job at making everything match better, as the grass patches underneath buildings are now brownish and everything feels like it belongs there, so it's very pleasing to look at. But if you're looking for something else that is a little different, since the royal scenery looks great on Town Hall 5. There's a lot of yellows around, and the boxy nature of the walls goes really well with the tiles on the ground. I don't know if that makes any sense, but this is definitely in my top 3 for Town Hall 5. Town Hall 6 is pretty simple in colors, but there's one thing that stands out the most. The pink walls that are made of like these crystals, and you would think they made the epic magic scenery for Town Hall 6 because it literally has the walls scattered around like these giant versions of it. Town Hall 6 looks like it belongs here. This one's a no-brainer. On top of that, Town Hall 6 still has a lot of gray, bluish hue storages and mines, and I think the rivers and lights around slightly complement that, but some of my other picks will be the epic winter scenery and the shadow scenery. Town Hall 6 doesn't really match a whole lot of sceneries because of the walls, but if you're looking for something that can sort of complement those colors, both of these alternatives have pink water somewhere. And on the epic winter one, it reflects on some of the surroundings. It looks pretty dope. And on the shadow scenery, other than the pink water, the pink walls on the dark gray tiles just works. I can't say the same for every town hall, but in my opinion, for some reason, it contrasts surprisingly well. And like I said earlier, a lot of the buildings here have some sort of gray, so it really matches with the tiles on the floor. For Town Hall 7, I really had a hard time choosing between two sceneries as my number one pick, but I ultimately chose the Tiger Mountain scenery. Honestly, this scenery fits a lot of town halls really well, but it especially complements Town Hall 7 really well because at this town hall the walls are dark purple, and what better fit for dark walls than a dark scenery, which also happens to be filled with very similar colors. This is also one of the only dark sceneries where I felt like the walls contrast the grass pretty well. It may not be super obvious, but not all dark sceneries have the same shade or tone of green. This is like the perfect match here. A couple of my other favorites for Town Hall 7 was the epic winter scenery and the 9th Clash Anniversary scenery. For the epic winter scenery, there is a lot of dark blue hues that match it pretty well, and as for the Clash Anniversary, it is a darker scenery with lots of colors, and I thought it went perfect with Town Hall 7's variation of colors. Not specifically the walls, but Town Hall 7 can't seem to make up its mind about what color to focus on, and this scenery is pretty colorful while also being dark to complement those walls. It's a nice fit. For Town Hall 8, we have to go with the shadow scenery. I'm gonna apologize in advance. This scenery is gonna come up a few more times, whether it's my first, second, or third pick. Yes, it's just that good of a scenery. You already know this scenery matches a lot of stuff because black goes with everything, really. For Town Hall 8 though, I'm not gonna beat around the bush, it's the walls. This town hall isn't particularly dark, but these walls, man, they're mean as hell, and the color is a perfect fit here. And the good thing about using the scenery at Town Hall 8 is that right after this, Town Hall 9 and 10 comes, which we'll get into in a second, but first, my two other picks are the 9th Clash Anniversary and the Clash Fest scenery. For the 9th Clash Anniversary, first off, it's a dark scenery and pairs well with the walls. But that's not exactly why I chose either of these two. Town Hall 8 has a wide range of colors: gold, pink, red, black, tans. There's a lot, and I think it goes really well with sceneries that also have a wide range of colors like this one. If you look hard enough, you'll find every color that's at Town Hall 8. The same goes for Clash Fest. A lot of the colors that you can find at this town hall is spread around the scenery. It's a pretty nice fit. At Town Hall 9, I think you all know what's my number one pick, as it seems it's everyone's favorite for this town hall: the shadow scenery. I think it goes without saying, but Town Hall 9 is a very dark town hall. Not only the walls and the town hall itself, but a lot of the buildings at max are black or some other dark color. The shadow scenery is the best fit for Town Hall 9's aggressive look. Together it makes your base look mean and bold, like you're trying to make a statement. And those walls contrasting on the dark tiles look super slick. This is by far the best pick. But my two other picks are the Dark Ages and the Tiger Mountain. As we said, Town Hall 9 is a dark town hall, and pretty much any dark scenery kind of matches it, but the Dark Ages scenery is a great fit for Town Hall 9's theme, which is kind of like a dark medieval style, and the scenery is all about that. I also love how the lanterns complement the walls, kind of has the same glow. As for the Tiger Mountain, you already know what's up. The scenery's dark vibe goes really well with a town hall that is mostly dark colors. At Town Hall 10, we are once again going with the Shadow Scenery. Truly the most badass scenery for Town Hall 10, as there's a lot of lava, fire, and darker colors used at this Town Hall. And as you may have figured, the Shadow Scenery checks all of these boxes. The scenery is the darkest one in the game and has lava everywhere. It's like the scenery was made for Town Hall 10, as the themes are practically the same. My two other picks have to be the Jolly Scenery and the 10th Clash Anniversary. I'm not a huge fan of the Jolly Scenery, but that floor, man, it basically matches it just how Town Hall 9 matches the ground in the Shadow Scenery. It fits it pretty well if you're looking for that blending effect. As for the 10th Clash Anniversary scenery, this scenery follows a timeline of the history of Clash, and since the period from Town Hall 10 to 11 was very long and had a lot of lava themed stuff added, this area matching Town Hall 10 is massive. It complements the walls and buildings pretty well. Honestly, this scenery can go well with really any Town Hall, but Town Hall 10 specifically looks pretty good. Town Hall 11. You would not believe the internal battle I had within myself to pick the first one. But after thinking about it for a while, I just love how Hog Mountain makes a Town Hall 11 base feel. Town Hall 11 is very bright and still retains a lot of those red tones from Town Hall 10. And the scenery is following a similar color palette, whites, red, pink. It may not be the perfect matching Town Hall like theme wise, but this combination is like eye candy to me. My other two favorites are the Royal Scenery and the Epic Jungle Scenery. Town Hall 11 has very royalty looking buildings, or at least it reminds me of that, and the Royal Scenery not only matches a lot of the colors, but also complements that art style very well. Especially this wall going around that is white and gold, just like the walls. The Epic Jungle Scenery also has hints of gold and a lighter tan, and the stone structures around resonates very strongly with Town Hall 11's aesthetic. You can't go wrong with either of these three sceneries. Town Hall 12 changes things up a bit with lots of blue, yellow, and gray, and the Dark Ages scenery is my number one pick. It doesn't take much looking around to find a lot of buildings are blue and gray, which fits in perfectly. There are a lot of lanterns and torches around the scenery that complement the yellows at Town Hall 12. Everything just comes together nicely. And there's one small coincidence that I found cool. Town Hall 12's theme is electric and lightning, right? And every now and then a lightning appears at the bottom of the scenery. It's like it's meant to be. But enough of that, my two other picks are the Epic Winter and Tiger Mountain. Now I chose the Epic Winter over the Snow Day because I just thought Snow Day was way too much blue for my liking. The walls are just too light, and I think they look way better aside grass and snow in this scenery here. As for the Tiger Mountain, I really don't think I need to explain this one, but if I could sum it up in a few words, light blue walls, dark scenery with a blue hue. Perfect. Okay, now it's Snow Day's chance to shine at Town Hall 13. This Town Hall has a winter icy theme and it feels like it belongs here, you know? A scenery that is completely frozen and mostly blue, which is good because like 90% of the buildings incorporate some kind of blue and brings everything together. I think I may have said this like 5 times one way or another in this video, but I really like when a scenery just looks like one piece with the base. Like a piece of artwork. It's not just the blue though, the little bit of yellow pairs well with the lights around the scenery. And unlike Town Hall 12 where the walls kind of felt flat, these are darker and contrast way better. But if you're looking for something different that isn't a color match like this, I'm gonna go with the Epic Winter and Dark Ages, and a small mention to the Tiger Mountain. A small mention because I'm starting to sound like a broken record and I need a break from it. It just goes well with it and that's no surprise. Now for the Epic Winter, if Snow Day was too much blue for your eyes, this one still has that winter theme that fits perfectly with Town Hall 13. But if you could care less about theme and want to get rid of all that snow, the Dark Ages is a great fit. I've actually been using this in my personal account and I know I'm Town Hall 14, but look at how sweet this looks. Still got a lot of Town Hall 13 buildings and walls, and I don't even want to change it anytime soon. But anyways, tons of blue shades that match here, and since the scenery is dark, of course, it pairs well with the dark walls. For Town Hall 14, if you're looking for a scenery that is pretty much a one-to-one color match, it has to be the primal scenery. If you like the look of the walls and buildings blending in with the surroundings, this is what you're looking for. The tiles are desert brown, the green grass along the edges complements the green accent on pretty much everything at this tile hall. The outskirts are loaded with brown structures and decor, and there's just enough water to break up the color so it's not like super flat. Town Hall 14 feels right at home here. However, if you don't like the whole blending walls sort of vibe, I get it. My other picks would be the Epic Jungle Scenery and the Books of Clash Scenery. The Epic Jungle is an obvious choice. Town Hall 14 is jungle themed and everything about the scenery complements it, especially the water. It's the same color as the water in the Town Hall and the color on literally every building. Once again, this scenery is basically made for this Town Hall, so you can't go wrong here. It's the safest option. I also wanted to give a quick mention to the regular jungle one. It's not as detailed as the Epic Jungle one, but it is free and completes that jungle vibe. And as for the Books of Clash, the scenery is full of matching colors. The browns, greens, a little bit of red matching the traps and infernos. At Max Town Hall 14, the site is very pleasing for my eyes. I actually didn't buy it, but I kind of regret it. But this is in my top 3. Finally, at Town Hall 15, this one's probably going to be a boring pick to most, but I think the Epic Magic Scenery, the one that was made around Town Hall 15's theme, is the best choice. I'm not going to lie, not all of the colors are exactly a match here, but it's that magic theme that fits in. And the little colors that do match actually go pretty well with it, like this light blue magic light or whatever it is. You know what I'm talking about? You see it throughout the scenery as well. But if you're looking for something that isn't particularly magic themed but matches the color way better, my other 3 picks are the Tiger Mountain, Dark Ages, and the Pumpkin Graveyard. Yeah, there was so many that I liked I couldn't pick 2. So yeah, there's 3 more. Tiger Mountain should be no surprise. Town Hall 15 has a lot of dark blue hues and purples, and this scenery is full of those exact colors. Especially the tiger here that glows, the walls also glow a similar color. It looks pretty sweet aside these walls. Now, the Dark Ages scenery, one of my recent favorites here, and I was really surprised at how well it looked when paired with Town Hall 15. It is also a darker scenery with lots of blues and purple hues. But if you're looking for something totally different, the Pumpkin Graveyard was an unexpected pick for me, but I love how that dark green contrasts the colors of Town Hall 15. You know, I think it's because the green being used here also has a noticeably blue hue, which makes everything pop in a good way. So guys, that should be it for this video. This is a lot longer than I expected it to be, but hey, I hope the chapters at least made it easier to navigate to your own town hall if that's what you're looking to do. As I said in the beginning, this is all my opinion. You can use whatever the hell you want. Don't let anyone tell you what to use or choose for you. My goal was to present some combinations that I thought looked pretty sweet, and I hope I achieved that today. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and feel free to comment your own combinations down below. So yeah, peace.